Hey everyone, Shane Combs, SBCSportsZone.com, coming back at you again here on SBC Sports Talk Plus. I know that on our YouTube channel there, you'll have a chance to hear from Maddie Shoults, a really nice feature where I had a chance to really sit down with her for some extended time and really talk a lot of different things. I think you'll really enjoy that. What I have here is Coach Shoults of the Westfall Lady Mustangs. And Kevin, I first of all appreciate you joining. First of all, I guess I didn't know I needed to get the checkout in the mail there with your attire there tonight. I know that we had given that out to you a
Right.
little bit, so I don't know if you planned that or not, but thank you.
It wasn't planned. I just wore the sweatshirt today, so kind
Well,
of a
in
coincidence.
all seriousness, I wanted to have you on as well because from a coach's perspective, uh, it's a really big deal to take a look at what your Lady Mustangs have done. And I just wanted to give you kind of a public opportunity to maybe go through the team members and just tell me and tell the fans a little bit about how proud you are of them.
Yeah, Emily and Maddie Cook. They're sophomores. They've grown a lot. They actually got thrown into the state tournament as they were freshmen last year. So it was kind of a that was kind of a rude awakening for them. Come onto a team as a freshman and go right to the state tournament. So they done a lot of improving this year. Super proud of them and the work they put in to get better. And then we had Skyanne Rogers, Alexa Oni, and Emma Danielson, which were all brand new players.
Mm.
Uh, so the season kind of started out, it's kind of a learn since we don't belong to a league. We just kind of use the season as a practice session to get ready for sectionals. I mean, that's just kind of the way we do it because, and I tell everyone that at the beginning of the season, look, we're going to start out a little rough, uh, because we kind of used the season and this year because we had all the COVID stuff, we didn't know whether we was going to have a season. So it was even worse this year as far as learning as you go, type of play. And the girls did a great job, picking up the rule. There's a lot of other aspects as far as, rules and different things that you just, if you spend all your time on instruction, then they don't know the rules of the game, So there's there's a lot of things that go into teaching three newbies the game of golf in a 2 month period. You know
No
what I mean?
question.
Before
Yeah.
it's time to play sectionals. So they did a tremendous job. Though they just obviously they're really good kids and they bought into where we've been and where we want to go.
No question. The now, let me ask you for a second to kind of be, Coach Schultz and Dad Schultz all at once here. With Maddie's game, it's been so neat to watch her grow athletically, watch her game evolve. Talk to us a little bit about her game and where it's really taken off here in the last year or two. Maybe something you can put maybe your finger on that's really been the difference in taking her to another level.
I think I think when she got into a couple years ago, of course we go to a club fitter in Columbus, a good friend of mine, Chad Evans. Um, I think when she got into the blade style iron, when we realized that she could hit the center of the club face with a blade iron,
Mm-hmm.
a forged iron, I think that's when things started to evolve into, hey, I can I can hit the ball high and I can hit the ball far. And those kind of things allowed her to, you know, hit a 6 iron 178 yards. These are things that most men
Right.
can't do.
Right.
And so there's a lot of club technology, a lot of ball technology. There's a lot of other issues, but I think it's when she went to the club fitter and she switched to these irons that she's in now, the TaylorMade 790s. I think it was a eye opener. Like, I can drop the ball on a green now from
Mm.
170 yards, where a lot of girls can't do that. You know what I mean?
Uh,
They just don't get the height out of the ball. So these are, I think that was the turning point. That was a couple years ago. But her iron game, when it's on, it's really on. You know, I mean, it's like 10 foot. You know, so there's, I think that's her strength. Um, and I obviously she probably told you I think her weakness is putting. You know what I mean? But that's something that comes and goes with everybody's game. It's not,
I'm
you
still
don't.
waiting for mine to come, but it seems to go a lot.
Well, you don't. Even on tour, you see guys who. Well, let's just face it: the guys on tour or the women on tour. Guess who wins every week? The
Yeah.
person who makes the most putts.
Right. Right.
So it's something that comes and goes for even the best, and it's something that people continually work on, and just when you think you've gotten better at it, you get bit. you know
Mhm.
so it's a struggle, but if you know the game of golf very well, hey, you're going to have good days of putting, you're going to have bad days. You just got to try and manage what you have that day.
Yeah, that's really interesting. You lead me to my final question I had for you. You started talking about equipment, and you started talking about, some of the things the younger players get introduced to. Talk to us a little bit about the state of the girls' game. I mean, beyond Westfall, you've done a lot for golf in our Southeast district. Just kind of take an open opportunity to go whatever direction with the question you want, but just talk to me a little bit about the state of the girls' game starting to grow, particularly at the high school age level.
Well, I think we started a golf program. See, it's been about 8 or 9 years ago, a junior golf program. A lot of the kids that started out in that program are starting to make your headlines. Uh, you know, of course, there was Maddie, but then there's Sydney Ader, who was
Mm,
in our junior golf program. There's Elena Seeley for plays for Circleville. She was in our junior golf program. So there's it's similar to, from your standpoint, a basketball camp. You get 50 kids, and if you get the numbers, which we have been able to do, get the
mm,
junior golf numbers, you you'll get a percentage of those kids that continue to work at the game, and they get better, and then they make headlines, like you report on. So because we've been able to get the numbers in our junior golf program, and we've been able to get the interest level, over the years, we've built a pretty good program to where kids are starting to evolve as pretty darn good golfers. I mean,
yeah,
if you look at our sectional or you look at our district, I mean, our district tournament, um, you got Maddie, and then you got Sydney, and then you got, and
mhm,
then you got Elena Seeley. I mean, those are all kids that came out of our junior golf program at Crown Hill. You
right,
know, that they're it's I'm not taking credit for it. I'm saying we started a program and those kids bought into the program.
yeah.
They bought in.
Introducing them to the game.
Yeah, we introduced them to the game when they were young, and some of the kids still come to me for help.
Mm.
Sydney Ader does, but they
I heard a
take
young lady on the scoreboard show the other night that's going to be playing this week in the state, right? Help me out there.
Libby Allshire.
Okay.
Libby Allshire, she comes to me for lessons. She plays for Miami Trace. She made it to the state D1
Hmm.
state tournament.
Hmm.
She was in our junior golf program. So I
Right.
mean, these are this was, I mean, it's just no different than you and your brother run basketball camps or run, you get numbers. If you get the numbers, then eventually you're going to get some standout athletes or
Right.
standout players. I mean, because they're going to put in the work that you tell them to do. You know,
Right. Right.
so I mean, but I think the girls' game has come a long way in the last just 5 years, maybe even 4 years. I think we've got more people interested. I think it helps when you have, a full team like Westfall, and you have girls making headlines, and you guys are, saying, hey, there's girls out here playing golf, and I think that helps. The more we publicize this, I think the bigger the game will get on the girls side.
And then quickly too, I know you've helped Emma Winland Paint Valley. I know Emily Lott
Yeah.
was an all-league player, even on the boys' side this year. So I know that you've reached out to the kids that are schools that don't have teams and tried to get them some
Yeah.
individual spots in these matches, correct?
Of course, I tell them all, that if anytime we have a home match, they're more willing to come play. And of course, I gave Emma Winland, I started giving her instruction this past year. Really, really good kid.
Outstanding kid, yes.
And she's come a long way, but she put in work. She bought into my my way of teaching, and sometimes I run kids off. I'll just be honest with you. I mean, because they don't want to take it that seriously, but some kids see that, hey, this is working. What he's telling me is working, and they buy into it, and they continue it, and they continue to get better if they buy into it.
Well, Coach, I can't thank you enough. I know what you've done for golf in the Southeast District, the access that you've given our website so that we can jump out there and cover golf in a unique way compared to maybe a lot of media sources. And I just think it's really neat what you've done. I certainly appreciate you giving me some time here on SBC Sports Talk Plus. Thank you.
Thank you, Shane. I appreciate everything you guys do. Thank you.